Hello Ramen Nation, Chris Cobain here bringing you guys the XRL, the Ramen League, week number 7, the Pokemon of the week. This week, we're starting off the second half of the regular season, and to be honest, this might be the most heat week we've had the entire time, if I had to say so for myself. Now, the Pokemon on this list still put in tremendous work as per usual. Just so happens that this week, that heat sets kind of were more prominent than just your basic sets. Save one that's kind of basic, but otherwise there's some straight grade A fire coming out of this list. It might be my personal favorite so far, as far as the entire list goes, because obviously Tangrowth is going to stay as number one in my heart the whole time. But as far as the whole list will go, this is my favorite so far, I think. So let's go ahead and jump right into the list this week, starting with number 5, of course. The HARRISBURG HEATRANS and staple of Pokemon of the week, Aura Guardian, as running his boy Carnivine, which is already starting off heat as it is. Carnivine, such an underutilized Pokemon. It's not really good, but you definitely don't see it. So he's running Choice Scarf on top of the fact that he's running Carnivine to begin with. This is Aura, the man with Geodude, of course. Now, Levitator, obviously, 252 attack, 252 speed, 4 HP, running Knockoff, Bug Bite, Power Whip, and Sleep Powder. Knockoff is just general switches, obviously. Bug Bite was to hit Connor's Celebi. Power Up's obviously for stab. Sleep Powder is just like an emergency kind of move when you're Choice Scarfed. You know, you outspeed, hit Sleep Powder on something like Dragonite or Cobalion, which Connor has, and it could give you a free switch in to something else to help fight it. So the reason that he makes the list this week, he doesn't actually pick up any kills this week. Unfortunately, he gets 0 kills, but he hits a Bug Bite on a Celebi that doesn't quite kill, and hits a knockoff on Scarf Victini on a switch-in, which sets up the kills for other Pokemon on Aura's team to pick off each one of those respectively, which let Aura have a really competitive and really good matchup with Connor throughout the whole way through. Without Carnivine putting in the work, chipping Celebi, and more importantly, chipping Victini and knocking off that Choice Scarf, it would have been a much rougher match for him. So despite the fact that he gets no kills, it is responsible, more or less, indirectly responsible for 2 huge kills and 1 very big item being knocked off throughout the match. So based on the fact that he's Carnivine, he's Choice Scarfed, and he puts in that work, even without getting kills, definitely deserves to make the list. He does make number 5 because he gets no kills, but he makes the list nonetheless. Jumping in number 4 this week, we continue the fire Pokemon. This time we're going with Komala. So I think that this is Ravis Elegante and the Louisville CROBATS. This may be his debut on Pokemon of the week. I'm not 100% positive. But Komala is obviously Gen 7 Pokemon that doesn't get as much love as I think it deserves. It's not the best in the world, obviously, but it is a pretty solid Pokemon, immune to all status, and hazard control, and solid move pool, and solid power overall, and definitely really good on the special bulk. So this week, Ravis is running Assault Vest, which is great. Adamant Comatose, as I said, prevents it from being statused. Max HP, max attack, 4 special defense, running Earthquake, Rapid Spin, Sucker Punch, and Play Rough. Now, this thing, for the work that it put in, actually would be higher otherwise, but unfortunately, Ravis fought Derek this week, and there was a DC halfway through. So when you watch the actual stream, if you go back and watch the VOD, you don't get to see Komala at all, because after they DC'd, they brought like 3v4, and left out what had already been killed, and played it like that as to make it more fair. So props to them for trying to make it as fair as possible. But because of that, we weren't actually able to personally see what Komala did, but both Derek and Ravis have said that Komala picked up 3 kills with this set, including killing Deblade with a Sucker Punch, Armaldo with an Earthquake and a Sucker Punch, and then most importantly and most impressively, Zygarde 50% with a crit Play Rough, then a Sucker Punch the next turn, which is super heat, super fire. Freaking picking up and killing Zygarde 50% as something like Komala, super huge. And one of the even with the crit, it's one of the reasons that I think Komala is really underrated. It's just a good mon in general, and that move pool really helps it. So I was really sad that we didn't get to actually see it do what it did. If we actually got to see the match, if there was no DC, this thing very well could be higher on the list. but it does suffer from the DC, so we put it at number 4, but still definitely deserved a shout out. Ravis, well played, my man. Very, very cool. Coming in at number 3 this week is my second favorite set of the week. My second favorite set of the week, and it's Rotom Wash. So it's in the Sleck, his Indianapolis KELDEOS. Of course, he's still undefeated throughout the season right now, 7-0, and the reason he got to 7-0 is full on this set right here. So it's Rotom Wash, lefties, calm, levitate, max HP, 164 special defense, 92 speed, run a Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Pain Split, super basic until you get to that last attack, and that last attack is Sunny Day. So, Select this week fought Sean, who is infamously running both Pelipper and Kingdra for a super huge Swift Swim core. Obviously, Kingdra is a monster to fight, especially under rain. And this match got down to a point where it was 2v3, where Sean had Pelipper and Kingdra left. Rain was not up, and he switched into Pelipper, setting it up with that Damp Rock for 8 straight turns, to the point that Rotom beats Pelipper one-on-one, and then easily Kingdra's able to come out and win the game. Rotom was sitting at about 75%. Select had a Moltres that was sitting at about 50%, and a Haxorus that was sitting a little under 50%. And the Kingdra had Draco, Hydro, and Ice Beam. So that's even if he kills the Rotom with Draco, even at -2, he's killing Haxorus, he's killing Moltres with their respective attacks easily. And it got down to the point where on stream you're like, okay, so Sean looks like, wow, Sean's going to pull this upset here and win the game. Kingdra easily wins this game. But instead, on the first turn of the rain, freaking Sleck clicks Sunny Day and turns that rain off, sets up that sun, one-shots Pelipper with Thunderbolt, and then Kingdra's just not good enough anymore. It's not fast enough to outspeed Haxorus or Moltres at that point anymore. So Sleck was easily able to get the kill on Kingdra and give himself the victory this week. But this victory 100% is handed to this Rotom. Phenomenal, phenomenal team building. I absolutely love it. At a point where you're thinking he's definitely done now. When you see Sunny Day come out, you're just like, you just gotta bow to that level of power. Now Rotom only picks up 1 kill this week. I believe that he only killed the Pelipper, but really Sleck just owes the whole game to that set, to that Sunny Day Rotom, and is able to stay undefeated for it, and definitely deserves a spot on the list for that. Coming in at number 2 this week is the Pokemon that put in the most individual work. The only Pokemon this week that picked up 5 kills, and that is the best Gen 5 Pokemon. Do not question me. It's my boy Krookodile, the Milwaukee Mighhtyenas, and Coach Wolfender, who seemingly makes this damn list every week. Just for one reason or another, running straight fire or just putting in work like this, he seems to make the list every single week, and this one is clearly well-deserved. The best Gen 5 Pokemon to ever exist. Your boy Krookodile, running that Scarf, Jolly, Intimidate, Max Attack, Max Speed, 4 Defense, running Aqua Sail, Aerial Ace, Earthquake, and Knockoff. Basically this week, he just put in massive work. He killed Heracross with Aerial Ace, which is phenomenal team building prowess. And then later on came in and cleaned up the game by picking up 4 straight kills with Knockoff, one after another. Even without that Moxie ability to boost his attack, he just was too strong, too powerful, comes in, just puts in too much work, and ends up picking up 5 kills to secure Wolf another win on the season, keeping his record very, very good, with his only loss still to this day only to Thomas. So well played, way to rep the best Gen 5 Pokemon. It makes number 2 this week, even though it gets the most kills, because number 1 is unquestioned and unstoppable, and even with Tangrowth, this is just the best, period, because it is. So, number 1 this week, it was no question. If you watched the stream, you knew what was coming through number 1. It is Thomas himself, the Snazzy Servines assistant coach, ex-Chris Cobain, you might have heard of him, and your boy Cat Turn running that Life Orb, Adamant, Water Absorb, 252 attack, 196 speed, 60 HP. It was built to outspeed a bulky variant of Sylveon, using Poison Jab, Sucker Punch, Substitute, and friggin' Focus Punch. Life Orb, Sub Punch, Cacturn. So I can't take full credit for this. I started out by running a Sub Life Orb variant of Cacturn, but I had Needle Arm on him until I actually talked to, of course, the legend himself, Reiki, who scolded me for not building it as a Sub Punch set. Now, I'm not going to lie, I didn't even know that Cacturn got Focus Punch, which is why I didn't put it on the set. But as soon as he said it, I instantly thought, Needle Arm doesn't need to be there that bad. Let's throw a Focus Punch on there. And lo and behold, your boy Cacturn picks up 4 freaking kills, including 1 tapping Greninja with Focus Punch from behind a sub. It was so nice. He Sucker Punches Chandelure to death. I think he Sucker Punched, who was it? He Sucker Punched, Aggron, regular Aggron to death. And most impressively, in his first iteration of the sub, setting up sub for the first time, he took an X-Scissor from Virizion, obviously because of the sub, and then one-tapped it with Poison Jab, which actually surprised me. Cacturn has, I think, 115 to both of his attacks, so that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of damage. But I was surprised to see an Adamant Life Orb Poison Jab just straight up one-hit Virizion, which was his first skill, and then him go on to pick up 4. And what is definitely number 1, uncontested this week. Krook was awesome, Rotom was awesome, but all the mons on this list were awesome, but nothing contested Cacturn from number 1 all week. He's number 1. Deal with it. Thank you guys for watching this week. Again, I do appreciate it. As per usual, if you guys want to check all these Pokemon out live as they are shown on stream, make sure you check me out over at twitch.tv/xChrisGremain. These streams are Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. We recap the whole week. So make sure you guys stop by. They're always really fun streams. Lots of great moments, lots of good battles, lots of fire Pokemon like this grass type here. So thank you again for watching, guys. We'll see you guys in week 8 as we check out Game of the Week. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time, all right? All right, peace, Ramen Nation.